Welcome to a nutty adventure exploring personal growth and wellness, breaking down the stigma around mental health along the way. Let's dive in because now it's time to show me your nuts.
Hello, everybody. What do you think of today's title? Integra what? What? What is this? Happy Nutty Tuesday, Miss Jessica. It's definitely Nutty Tuesday. I cannot believe that last month topic, life, everything is it's October already. It's kind of got my brain like Kimbaba, because like yesterday was the end of July, wasn't it? I don't know. I think time is like even more timey-wimey right now, as one of my favorite YouTubers would say. Um, Henry Cameron, happy Nutty Tuesday. Henry Cameron's in the audience. You guys, today, this starts off the month of my favorite word. And I picked one of my favorite words because it's my birthday month and I can. So, welcome to Integrity Month. And today we are going to kick it off with a bang and explore the foundation of what integrity is and what its importance is in our lives. And, I think sometimes, words definitely get thrown around. And I don't know if integrity gets thrown around in a positive light or in the light it really shines in. So I want to have a good discussion this month on what's your view of the word? What what does it mean to you? Because it's not just a word, it's a way of living that shapes our character and relationships. And I think it also is self-defined to an extent, which means 8.2 billion ways of defining it, right? Although I will also say that most of those ways overlap each other in quite a bit. So let's do a quick energy check in the chat. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you rate your current sense of integrity? How you define it, use your definition, but what would you rate your current sense of that integrity on a scale from 1 to 10? Go ahead, I'll wait. I know there's only a couple people watching so far this morning. We've got a 10 plus. I would suspect my agreement with 10 plus on Henry Cameron, because I happen to know what your pronoun is, and I think your pronoun matches your level of integrity. But maybe we'll find out more about that. And I just lost where I was, so that's okay. I'm gonna put a definition out. Wait a minute. There's a knock at the door. Oh, there's somebody backstage. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna put a definition out, and then I am gonna introduce a special guest for today, to everyone. So what is integrity? Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, with the word moral being defined as holding or manifesting high principles for proper conduct. So let me go again without the word moral, but kind of weaving its definition in. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong, high principles for proper conduct. We've got a lot of principles going on there, and we got that the word moral or morality gets thrown around in some really sometimes shady ways. I'll call it that. So let's go with, I'm going to go with my personal definition, which is the integrity is honesty. It's being true and truth, and true not just to like what you're saying to other people, but being true to yourself and being congruent with yourself. So integrity also has to do with, are you being true with yourself, others, and the universe? That's the basic my basic personal definition. Let's see what else we got. Oh, we got Jessica's definition. I want to see this. Authenticity is who you be. Integrity is the opportunity we get to prove it. Of course, she walks in and drops a mic right on my head, and it goes down on the floor and through the floor and about 6 feet deep. Because that's what Jessica does, is drop mics that way. And I love her for it. Authenticity is who you be. Integrity is the opportunity to prove it. And yes, it's reconstruction of the world. Jessica's putting holes in the floor lately, and it's just, to rebuild everything in the world, because the world needs some rebuild right now. Let's be honest. All right, you guys. Like I said, I heard a knock. There's somebody in the green room. They are used to green rooms in backstages. I am blessed today to have Henry Cameron Allen, and I will let him bring in his various backgrounds, introductions, and special powers to you. But help me in welcoming my dear friend and colleague. Henry Cameron
Got
Allen.
me mid-sip.
Mid-sip. That's what happens when you get teleported from the green room.
I know, my glasses are all
straight
foggy.
onto the stage.
Exactly. Beam me down, Scotty. Hey, sister.
Right? Hey, brother. What's up on your nutty? And it's Nutty Tuesday afternoon in your world.
Yes, it is. Late afternoon, 4:00 my time in España.
And here we go. We got even more peeps in the comments. People just show up when you show up.
Oh,
that happens. We live in a world that looks much like this much of the week. If you aren't aware of gobrunch.com, where are you living? You guys, where are you? Because we're all over in Go Brunch having parties all day.
All day.
And all day, all night, sometimes at the Big Happy Biscuit. We're getting work done. We're getting shizdem. We're doing co-working. You guys and we're all in some really cool integrity. Sang got lost in the maze on the way here, but she's here.
Need to do.
She was in the theater. Yeah, the theater I think the theater's shuttered for repairs right now. as is Alice's Adventure Park, but that's a whole different show. So I'm just catching up of whoever oh, well, here we go.
I did have my siesta. I love a culture where naps are built into it. It's like a given. Everything closes at 2:00, like on the dot. You hear all of the grates going, meh, closing. The shutters are closing, and they don't reopen until after 5:00, or if at all.
If at all.
They don't open until 10. So everybody gets to sleep in. you have that window between 10 and 2 that you can do your thing, go home, take a nap, eat some lunch, kick back, relax, have some me time, have some repair, and then you go back to work at 5 o'clock. It's absolutely genius. I love it.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the going back to work at 5. I think I like the work, like sleep in.
Some people do, but they only go back to work until 8. And if you've had 3 hours off in the afternoon, it's just tagging those 3 hours back onto your workday until 8 o'clock. And of course, people don't eat dinner here until like 8, 9, 10.
Right.
11. So it's a different vibe. It's a different rhythm.
It's definitely a different rhythm and vibe. I don't know. I'm not sure whether I could fit that or not. Because once I pack it up for the day, I pack it up for the day.
I had never been to Spain, and so I wasn't familiar with this particular rhythm. I was in the UK before I came here, which is a completely different rhythm.
Very different, yeah.
And so, I think just being immersed in it, you just sort of, it's like women having their menstruation like line up when they're in the same space. It's like culture is a similar thing. You find your connection and you adjust.
You adjust what fit. Well, what a segue. What a segue from cultures, fascinating cultures, to the word integrity.
Integrita.
What? Integra what?
Integra what?
So what's the word mean to you? What's your definition, brother?
Well, can I tell you a story?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's better than just a definition.
Okay, so when I was a kid in 1974, which was like, I don't know, 4th grade, I moved to Brazil. Speaking of cultures, my passport says I'm American, but I really am a citizen of the world. I don't feel like I have any sort of anchor in one place because I grew up all over the world, which was a fascinating thing to do. And
you're an earthling?
Well, I don't know. There's another story about that, but we'll get to that another time when we talk DNA. So anyway, my father's work took us to Brazil, and when I was I was there 4th to 10th grade, right? It was a significant chunk of my childhood was in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't grow up in a very mentally stable environment, as I think most people feel. I would venture to say most people were dealing with some kind of mental challenges in their family dynamics and individual biographies and cultural traditions, right? And so it wasn't a healthy environment to grow up in that sense, which was really interesting because there was the balance of the really healthy part of, growing up in other cultures, being exposed to all peoples and all faiths and all cultures. But then you would go home. School was my haven. It was my haven because it was an escape from the dark. And it was sometimes violent, physically as well as emotionally. And I had an opportunity to jump into an escape pod when I was 13. There was a family, she was a classmate of mine when I was a freshman in high school. She was a junior, but I was advanced in English, and so they had me in the junior English class. Go figure. Yeah. So she knew me from there, and she would see me coming to school with injuries, and she was worried about me. And I was very depressed, very overweight as a kid, and protecting myself. And her mom was a psychologist, American, who was married to the right-hand man of the president of Brazil. And she would go home, my friend, and report to her mom that she was concerned about me. And so she and my parents had a meeting. She called a meeting. They weren't close socially. They knew each other socially, but they weren't close friends. But they said, we have a hunch that there's something of a challenge in your household regarding Henry, and we would like to have him come and stay with us for a while you figure your stuff out.
What a
Oh,
gentle way to deal with it.
from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So it was on my 14th birthday. And the caveat was I had to go home on the weekends. The school week, I would stay with them, with this family. And for the weekends, I had to go home, which was like the entire week condensed into 2 days. And I came back broken every single weekend and had to repair all week for another bout. And so it was my 14th birthday. And she called me into the kitchen and said, "Happy birthday, put out your hands." My instinct was to put my hands behind me because I didn't want to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said, "Do you trust me?" I said, "Yes," because she had earned it. And she said, "Then put out your hand. It's safe." So I kind of winced and gingerly put my hand out like this. And in the palm of my right hand, she placed this little fortune cookie sized slip of paper, folded up, and curled my fingers over it. And I said, "What's this?" And she said, "It's your birthday present. You can open it." I unfolded a little slip of paper. Guess what the word was, Stacy? Integrity.
Was it your pronoun or was it integrity?
It was integrity. And she said, "Do you know what it means?" And I said,
wow.
"No." I said, "No." She said, "Go look it up." Now, we didn't have Google. We didn't have.
No, we come from the generation that didn't have the Googles. We had library card, we had card files, and we had
decimals,
dictionaries, and decimals, and
that's
stuff.
Right. On a big, heavy brass music stand in the corner of the living room, there was the Oxford English Dictionary, which is this thick, and it was all open. And you had to lick your finger, right, and tack the page so you could maneuver the pages.
And it was always. I love that it was always open.
It was always open.
That says something by itself. Yes,
it's an invitation.
Yes,
right. And if you don't know something, go look it up. And it takes time. It takes will, engaging your will to look something up. Right. Remember, the pages were so thin.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the way you could really grab onto it was to lick your finger, and it would stick to your finger.
Uh-huh.
I still remember the taste, right?
Right.
So I found the word integrity, and the way that my 14-year-old brain, just 14, remember back to when you were 14 and the way you would process things.
Mm-hmm.
What it meant to me, and from that point forward, I always loved looking at the etymology, like the root of the word, where it came from.
Yeah, I love etymology.
The root of the word integrity is integer,
mm-hmm.
or integer in ancient Latin, which means whole, WHOLE.
Mm-hmm.
And what that moment gave me, I get a little verklempt, talk amongst yourselves, was a sense of my own wholeness, that I am already a whole person. I am enough. And that I am the sum of all of my parts. That's what wholeness meant to me. I am the sum of all of my parts, and all of my parts are not only my own biographical experiences, but the biographies of my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my ancestors, all the way back to our common ancestor. I felt that. I felt them with me, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Millions of people.
A big old birthday party that year.
Hell yeah. Best birthday ever.
Yeah.
Because what that did was it completely shifted the trajectory of my life. That moment, that word. That's why I am so honored that you invited me to start
Okay.
this month-long conversation.
And let's be clear to everybody in the audience. I want to be really clear. We've talked about some deep stuff. We've had some late night, early morning,
Girl,
timey-wimey, the world is all different times
I've been there.
discussions, right? I had no freaking clue of this particular story.
Oh,
Zero, zip, nada.
no. I was
And I
saying
love that. I love that I had no, um
inkling.
no, I'm gonna say no clue, conscious clue of
Mm,
this story,
mhm.
because apparently I feel like I had a psychic, higher level, unconscious mind idea that there was something there that you were gonna be able to bring today that no one else could, that I couldn't by myself. And for that, I am I'm okay, he made me speechless, you guys, and y'all in the audience who know both of us know what
Wow.
that means.
Wow. Ooh.
The squirrel is speechless.
Time that I've really ever talked out loud about this story
Yeah.
publicly. I've told friends and others, um, but I've never shared it in a public forum like this.
Mhm.
And it feels really good because I know that my journey is relatable. And we've all been 14, 13, 14, right? Which is huge.
Just by
Dreadful.
itself, learning that at that time of life
Yeah.
is a big old, lesson,
In
relatable,
in a very
big.
tiny package.
But to also have it in what you were dealing with at the time, it being I'm trying to come up with the right word is, lifesaver was the first word, but it's not really even that because like you said, it changed the trajectory.
It was life-giving.
It was definitely life-giving. Yeah.
Yeah, because I could have gone down a very dark road
Multiple dark roads, probably.
in self-destruction,
Mhm.
potentially,
Mhm.
but also the destruction of others. And what that word, that little fortune cookie slip of paper gave me was myself and the understanding that the whole world could point at me and say, "You're nuts." But I know me. I live in this skin.
Mhm.
I carry around this bag of bones and I live in it and I know myself, right? It's like over the Oracle of Delphi, the cave, it says, "Know thyself." I even put that above Hermes Digital Diner. Did you see that above
Uh-huh.
there? Know
Uh-huh.
thyself, right? That is so important. We are the world. We are the No, we are each other. Ourselves. And with a capital S, the self is something that you can own and
But
understand.
you
Nobody else can.
yeah, and the self spans so many things.
Yeah.
But to know thyself, I think it's one of the secrets I think it's one of the secrets to the life,
Yeah.
is that's what the journey is about, is knowing self at many levels and
There's no
many
destination. There's no end game.
no.
It's all the
Mm-mm.
journey.
And this isn't the only part of the journey in this particular one. I wanna look in the chat because there's some great stuff here of, our dear saying, "Integrity of being is being the essence of who you are in private, in person, online, etc. An energetic congruence."
Nice.
That gives I've got hair standing up on my arms as I read that aloud, saying, it so there are people in this world who you get connected with and you're not sure why you're connected until later when you start and there are many people like that. You're one of them, Henry Cameron, to me. But Sang is, Jessica is, and it's like, what anymore when I meet someone and I have that feeling, it's like, ooh, this is gonna be an adventure. Why did I meet them?
Right.
Why did they meet me? What are we gonna what shenanigans? I mean, because of course, what shenanigans are we gonna pull off? And the fact that all of our definitions cross each other in this one word is so and words are apparently not coming to me this morning, and that's because it's a Tuesday morning and words don't come to me. Because I
But the
used
word
them all
you used
yesterday doing
earlier
therapy.
in relation to integrity, the word you used was morality, which I thought was really insightful. I used the word virtue, which is
Yeah,
essentially,
I
similar.
prefer the word virtue, to be honest. The
Yeah,
word morality has gotten such stuff around it that it's like, like there's too many things attached to the word moral in this country
because it's
that
judgy. People
that
judge
are that are
morality.
judgy, that are inauthentic, that are
Yeah,
not in integrity,
that's right.
right? That I hesitate and I struggle using that word in. That's why when I pulled the definition up this morning, that definition, I was like, what the I don't know if I like that, you know?
Well,
I
morality
think
is wrapped in virtue, and I think that
Mhm,
virtue is that the good qualities that we possess that can be useful
mhm.
and helpful in the world. That's
Well,
virtue, right? And so that ties in with integrity. If you know yourself and you know what your ethics, your values,
yes,
morals are, and your virtues are that you have or that you want to increase in yourself, and which everyone should, I think,
right.
not to be shouldy or anything. I'm not going to
Well,
sugar.
we've shoulded in this room
We
before.
should
This
all over
room's
this.
full of
Yeah.
should. Yep.
But I do think that virtue is a word I would love to see come back, and that I'm using a lot.
And I
We're missing.
think, yeah, I like that the word virtue in that, and I also like the concept, when you start with the concept of knowing yourself and you also look at what virtues do you have, what values you have, what variations you have, let's call it all the good things like that. And then you see the virtues, values, and variations in others
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
respect those, because then there's another room I hang out in on Thursday mornings, and the only rule in that room is do no harm. And it's
Mhm.
because to me that boils down how we maintain integrity, respect, love, kindness,
Yeah.
humanity to each other.
Right.
And I think all of the words kind of like layer on each other. It's kind of like either like a really good, I don't know if it's a good I don't want to call it a salad, because really it's just a really good meal that has lots of different layers and flavors.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? When I look at also what Jessica said about, me not knowing your story, your integrity story, and the magic of the Breakthrough Show Network. This network, you guys, there's something about the Breakthrough Show Network that I didn't even know when I decided to put this show on this network. I just knew there was an energetic match. Now I understand why, because of magical situations like that happen in this particular studio, that
Mhm.
happen on not just this show, but the Breakthrough Show, um, Spirit Sessions, 2D, in the community on Saturday morning, Soulful Coffee, in uh, craft circles, in um, the I never remember Jessica's Joy. To me, it's Jessica's Joy Show. That's what I'm gonna call it, because I can never remember the show's name.
Everything with Jessica is a joy show.
Is Joy, yeah. So much so that I sent her a gift not long ago that was, because the word joy in it jumped out at me Jessica's joy jumped out of the screen at me, and that way. This network provides joy. It is joy. It's has all of the pieces. Matter of fact, with that, I'm gonna run a quick little commercial and give us a chance to take a sip of whatever you guys are drinking, whatever you're drinking, Henry and Cameron, that I caught you mid sip on earlier.
My
Let's
jug.
let's watch some magic about the Breakthrough Show Network. Let's to be in integrity with where we're sitting and what it is, and the magic of integrity in the Breakthrough Show Network. Here we go.
For years, our network commercial has begun with the following words: breakthroughs are about more than you might think. We stand by those words because they're true. Big breakthroughs don't always happen in big moments. It doesn't have to take losing it all to experience a giant shift in your life. Some of them arrive quietly in the night, during a moment of laughter, or when you unexpectedly meet someone new. Big opportunities for breakthroughs are happening all the time. Have you recognized them? Have you chosen to see them? Have you made the brave decision to act on them? Big breakthroughs aren't always handed to you on a silver platter. Sometimes we can create breakthroughs by listening to that small, still voice inside of us that whispers, "It's time." Every breakthrough is a big breakthrough, because even the smallest, quietest of moments can be the tiniest pebble that creates a ripple effect that changes the world. Your potential is unlimited. As we approach our 8th year, I'm reminded of the very important work we do. Work that I envisioned so strongly with every fiber of my being all those years ago. Now, I am moved to tears often as I've watched it come to life before my eyes. I am filled with gratitude. I am filled with love. Most importantly, for the first time ever, I am filled with not just hope, but the absolute knowing that we are making a difference in lives all across the globe. We are the moment of laughter. We are the presenters of opportunity. We are the creators of inspiration. We are the magnification of the small, still voices that live inside each and every one of us. We are the pebbles that are changing the world. We are the Breakthrough Show Network. And you, well, you're invited. Visit us today at thebreakthroughshownetwork.com. We'll see you there.
Whew. That one is the longer version of the commercial that's to put up, and I love it. I love it because it tells the story, but it evokes the feels, and Miss Radio personality herself, talking on it. The roots of the network that this show is on are rooted in integrity, in joy, in love, in connection, in respect, all the deep values. And recently, I actually, this is kind of it's a squirrel moment. Okay, whatever, we're here, right? I was on a call with a founder of a software company, talking about the software of theirs that I was using for the first time, and I had a challenge with it, and the help kept popping up before I even asked for help. The help thing kept popping up, offering help. And it wasn't just some support person offering the help. It was the owner of the company, who we couldn't figure out what was going on with my situation, just in messages. So they asked if I could get on a quick call. So I did. And so here I am, having used the software less than an hour, probably less than a half hour. less than a half hour, and I'm on a video call with the owner to solve my issue with their thing. Because and they explained to me that they heard at one point, someone, some wisdom someone gave to them was that when you can get to the root of a thing, you then know the fruit. And I'm like, blow me over with a feather, right? And it stuck with me, and that, like I said, this was like less than a week ago. It was probably Friday that this happened. And that particular, and I've had numerous emails from this owner since then, because they're just there. And it's, I see that as they are in integrity with this thing they created. They want to make sure that their audience has, they want to not just make sure they have support. They want to know the root of any challenge that someone's having with it so that they can make the thing better. And I think that lesson should speak to any of us that have any kind of project going.
Yeah.
Is that you've got to, and sometimes you don't just know the thing. You don't just know that root immediately. It also takes time and effort and interaction. Because when you're working on something, let's say you're working on something with a group of people, it takes time to learn each other and learn each other's proclivities and strengths and superpowers. And here I knew lots of Henry Cameron's superpowers, but I had no clue this one story when I asked you to be here. Yet, part of me had to have known. My soul knew that you knew what the word integrity was for you. And that I knew it was, whatever it was magical and full of strength and full of something that needed to come to show me your nuts. One of the reasons this show's here is to destigmatize the word nuts. And it's interesting that you used that word in your story.
That was very deliberate. That was for you.
I figured it was. I wasn't going to tell people. But,
yeah,
so,
but that's, you have to correlate it with, with the space that you're in. I think that's part. I've heard the definition of integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's watching. That's another.
Yeah, I've heard that one too.
Layer of it, so it's a tiny little word, but it is so layered and can mean so many.
It's almost like a good baklava.
Oh yeah, baby.
Right? Layers and sweetness and crunchy and nutty.
A little nutty. That's integrity.
Everybody gets a squirrel name on here. I do know what one of your squirrel names are. You may have two squirrel names, but or there may be two squirrels that come out of this. Let's put it that way. So I know your squirrel name, and your squirrel name has to do. I wish I would have, if I would have thought of this last night when my brain wasn't functional. I would have created your graphic for your squirrel.
Yeah.
But you have a pronoun.
Yep.
That I don't know that many people in the world think of. And I don't care what people think of using pronouns or whatever. I don't care what side you're on, and a side and a this and that. Put that aside. Set all of that aside when you guys hear what Henry Cameron's pronoun is, because I see it as, it's not only the definition of what people should think of about pronouns. Like, pronouns are important. They're important for writing in maybe in English and this and that. And they're important for people to be seen the way they want to be seen. However, that said, pronouns are not what someone else should be upset at in seeing other people. We should all see each other as the other wants to be seen. Because to me, that's respect and integrity. And so with that, however you'd like to segue, however you want to improv this segue, go for it.
Can I tell you a story?
See, here he goes again with the
Here we
story.
go again. All right.
Here he goes
So
again.
before I came to Spain, I live in a very tiny remote village in Spain now for almost 6 years. And before I came to Spain, I was in the UK for the better part of a year. I was there for 6 months, and then I left to go back to the States to do a project. And I went back to the UK for another 6 months. And I was going to get my residency there. I loved being there. I loved the people. I loved the ancient Celtic stuff and the ancient Nordic stuff. And, you know, I've got a lot of history in both. See, there's my Celtic and there's my Nordic. But I one of the things that struck me, because I don't drive, I live with disabilities that prevent me from driving. Plus, I've got a massive service dog, assistance dog, and so in certain places I have to take a cab. And what struck me about every single cabbie in the UK is that they call everyone love. Where you going, love? Where can I take you, love? You all right, love? And I thought, that's my pronoun. Because love in that sense is a pronoun, isn't it? Right? When you call somebody love, that's their pronoun. So I wore my special shirt today just for you. But yeah, love is my pronoun. And I put it on, Zoom,
anything that asks your pronoun.
Anything that asks me for a pronoun, I put love. Sometimes it accepts it, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, the systems aren't
Sometimes
built right.
it just says he, her, them, he, she, them, whatever. But most of the time it accepts it. And
well, the systems, to be honest, those systems that have pronouns in them weren't there when we were kids, and that has evolved.
Systems weren't there when we were kids.
Yeah, this is true. But like when you had to write it on the piece of paper when you applied for your first job at the department store, you had to. They didn't ask for your pronoun.
Gender. They would ask your gender.
They might ask gender. Yeah.
MF.
Yeah.
MF stands for something else in my book.
It's MF, definitely. Yeah, I'm saying when you said MF, I'm like, yeah, that's what that means.
But I have adopted it, and I haven't had any pushback. All I've had is, oh, I love that. Right?
It's like it's an automatic connector.
Well, it's a frequency too. Love is
definitely a frequency.
It's
yes,
the frequency as far as I'm concerned.
The ultimate frequency.
Yeah. I don't believe in higher or lower frequencies. I see it more as volume control of a single frequency. Love is the frequency. And when you turn up the volume, you're amplifying, right? Because we are in the same moment amplifiers and receivers, right? If you think of it in that metaphor, right? So if you're in charge of your own radio, you find the station that you're vibing with. And sometimes it's a very subtle movement of the dial, right? But you find the song or the station, whatever that you're vibing with, and you crank it up. You're in control of the volume. And so there are people who are operating at a much higher volume of love, and other people who shall remain nameless are operating at a very low volume of love. And, we look at the world today, we see a lot of low volume love out there. Yeah. But it's still love. It's still love. It's love of power. It's love of money. It's love of control. It's love of status. It's still love. Is it toxic? Is it nasty sometimes? Yes, but it's still the frequency of love.
and I would say at some point you get such a low volume of love that it's as close to zero as you can get in some
Well,
regards.
and
Like,
that's
so if
when you check your receiver,
well, yeah,
right?
and what I'm wondering is then, but I think that also brings up that, though, yes, there's massive amounts, there is an amount of there are amount of beings out there who are at
Mhm.
that lower volume of love right
Mhm.
now, and that balance happens because there are people who are at the highest possible volume of love, so that such that there's a balance, there's always love out there
Yep.
for the whole of us.
Yes. The
And
integrity of
the
us.
integrity, I was just gonna go on, yeah, the integrity, the whole of us. What
Yep.
what a awesome way to, like, wrap the show up on the both ends of, having this wrapping of love around the whole. Maybe that's a different definition of integrity.
It's part of the whole. Love is everything. Love is this is the way I live. And this has been after, I mean, this is going to be a part 2 maybe,
Oh,
but
there's always a part 2 to show me your nuts.
after
I've figured that out.
after many experiences, varied experiences in my biography, that's what I have come to at 60, that there's one frequency. Nobody sees it but me. Maybe I'm the only one who sees it, right? Nobody sees themselves as a cosmic radio except me. I'm the only one who can plug into the juice. My choice
You're
to
the
get.
only one that can plug into your juice.
That's what I'm saying. It's my cosmic radio. That's my
Yep.
machine. That's what I
Yeah,
am.
we each have
That's right. And it's individual. And I plug it into the juice, which is the cosmic everything. And then I get to flip on the machine or flip it off sometimes. Right.
sometimes
But
things get a little overpowering and we've got to turn the dial down, not because we don't want
yeah,
more love, but because we're
it's about
having to
tuning into
absorb and learn a new something else. And look who just tuned in.
it's about tuning into your receiver. Hey, Sean Michael.
Sean Michael, you didn't you missed a lot of the good stuff. You're gonna have to
You go
watch the
back and watch
replay
it.
for sure. There's definitely this show's gonna have some amazing replay.
I hope so.
But it also has, speaking of love, those of you who are
Virtual
looking
love.
for love and and looking for Henry Cameron, can find that love and that one and only Henry Cameron at virtualhermit.love. So
And
not
that's on
only
the platform.
is love your pronoun, but you also had to go get the domain name, right?
I mean, when I saw that love was available as a URL tag, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, it's folklore.love, it's virtualhermit.love. People ask me because I live in such a remote, tiny place. My village has 700 people. They say, "Do you ever go out? Like, do you have a social life at all?" I'm like, "Because, well,
Do you have a social life?
because seriously, this is like Green Acres, España, where I live.
Yeah.
The wind blows the wrong way and the internet goes out. So my response was, well, I'm a virtual hermit. And I was like, light bulb, ping, branding. I am the virtual hermit. So
Oh,
that's what virtual hermit is. And in Go Brunch, on the Go Brunch platform, where I've migrated all of my work, I'm known as Dr. Hermy, Hermi, the virtual hermit. That's where the doctor comes from, by the way. I'm not a real doctor in real life. I am a internationally certified therapist, but I'm not a doctor. So they call me Dr. Hermy because I'm a virtual worlds designer, and I'm always being called on to go in and doctor up people's spaces and fix things and all that
yeah.
stuff. So that just kind of
My
fits. I play one on TV.
and my brain just went, so like Jessica did the, we are the world, we are the Henry. And my brain, my brother is a musician and I can't listen to music I cannot listen to music in normal ways now because of him. And his voice is at the beginning and end of this show, by the way.
Love it.
Because I do love the brother. I to be honest, but I
Aw.
can't listen to music in normal ways because of my baby brother. And so you're describing that part, and I'm like, they call me Dr. and I can't sing for nothing,
They call
right?
me Dr. Hermie. Yes.
Call
exactly.
me no, they call me Dr. Love.
Oh, Dr. Love. That's
They
me.
and
So
so
funny.
I start singing that in my head. So I yeah,
My
your
new
squirrel name is
new
now.
theme song. Yeah.
Your squirrel name, should you choose to accept it,
Okay.
is Dr. Love Squirrel.
Dr. Love Squirrel.
Yeah.
I could dig it.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to play with the art on that one because I've got an idea in my head
Gotta
now.
do the glasses, the red glasses.
Oh, I do need to make sure the red glasses too.
Iconic.
Yes.
Yes. I got
Yeah.
them on Temu for like $2. And I bought 10 pair because I love the fit. They're comfortable and they're iconic, people tell me. So
Oh
there it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's definitely everyone knows when Dr. Hermie is in the house because
Yes.
of the glasses.
And my Virtual Hermit Designs logo
Uh-huh.
has as the glasses are the logos. So it's all part of
And
it.
so, I think there are many things that people will be able to find, I know, at virtualhermit.love and folklore
Love.
.love. I was trying to remember if it was folkloretheater.love, folklore.love. If you guys like old movies, every Saturday at the Folklore Theater.
Yeah.
I don't always get to sit in on the matinee, but there's always a great show playing.
Yeah.
And of course,
Ongoing film study that we do every Saturday at the theater with really intelligent conversation after the films we talk about. And they're not just old films. We do some contemporary ones too, but
oh
we talk
yeah.
about the impact of cinema on art and on culture.
And
So it's really
well,
fascinating.
how it weaves in and out of us.
And they're like
People
time
come
machines. The older
from
ones,
and goes back into and it flows back and forth.
well, and it's great. They're like time machines to go back and look through the eyes of our ancestors,
Mhm.
to see the films, even since the silent films, what
Well,
our great grandparents were watching, the things that they were struggling in with themselves, with mental health, with culture and society and norms of the time. We have not evolved. We have not evolved. I'm telling you. Right. And I think these are a window into that recognition that we've come a long way, but we
yeah.
have so far to go.
Well, and I also see, obviously, theater is movies are one of our current storytelling forms, but
Yes.
obviously storytelling goes back to fire.
Right, which is what
You know,
the new folklore theater company is all about. It's about those primordial human stories that
mhm.
all of our ancestors sat around the fire looking at the stars, wondering what made them sparkle and what makes the
Yeah.
flowers the colors they are and what makes trees grow and
That we've
all of that stuff, animal spirits. And so the new folklore theater company is really a rescue mission to protect and preserve stories that are dying with the people that carry them. How do we know who we are if we don't know where we come from? That's why we do the Saturday movie matinee. That's why we do our
the
audio theater productions.
the root so that you know the fruit.
The roots so you know the fruit, honey, and that's that's part 3.
So yeah, and there's always I'm finding that when I invite somebody on, I need to just tell them, hey, what do you want to be a recurring guest on Show Me Your Nuts? And one of these days, I think I'm gonna have to add, as we describe it, add seats in this room,
Oh
um,
yeah, do a
so that
panel.
we can have a full on panel, or maybe like multiple rooms, and go back and forth between many of the people that we have here. Not everybody's who's been in Show Me Your Nuts is a go bruncher, but
Right.
for those of you who don't know that space, come see me on Thursday mornings for coffee. Let me see if I can find my come by the Quantum Quaff and have coffee on a Thursday morning, because you never know who will be there, what we'll be talking about, or what's going to happen. The other place you can find me is the Squirrel Wrangler Tree. You know, you never know when I'll be there or not, and you never know what you'll find there. There's lots of things you can click on and go to, and portals to other worlds in the Go Brunchaverse.
Including the
So
hermit.
yeah, even the hermit, the Hermes virtual hermit hut, you can get there that way.
From the
And
trees.
I love that we have layered this. We've used this tool that has thankfully was put in front of many of us, and that tool has been used to create
Mhm.
a community, a culture, and connections that run deep. You know, I may not leave my house for days, literally. Like,
Mhm.
I don't need to leave the house necessarily,
Yeah.
but I leave my house every moment to go to Spain, to go to Connecticut, to go to Nashville, to go to South America, Ireland, which who knew that there were Italians in Ireland? But anyway,
At
there are
least one.
apparently there apparently is at least one Italian in Ireland that we know. You know, and the thing is that we've got this culture, and there's cultural norms and rules and things being developed. So if
Yes.
you want to watch a culture be birthed and be a part of that, come join us for coffee. Come join us on Saturday for the theater. Come see what rooms and the places we hang out in look like this. That's why this stage has circles in seats. And I think there's a magic to this circle as opposed to squares. Nothing against squares, they have their place, but there's something about people being able to connect when they're in bubbles that bounce back and forth against each other.
Yep.
And speaking of things, now singing. Come along, be our guest. And yes, one of these days I will get Miss Sang-Di on this stage right here for this show. I don't know what I will beg her to come talk about, but it will be something nutty and something serious, and the magic of the Breakthrough Show Network will happen. I know that for a fact. Henry Cameron, gratitude, the word thank you, the word miigwech does not even cut. Actually, I'll use a different Potawatomi word. Miigwech means thank you in Potawatomi,
Yes.
to those of you who don't know. I'm going to use the word igwien today. Igwien is like big thank yous. It's much more on the gratitude, and it's a larger thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for psychically letting me know that you were supposed to help us open up the month of integrity. Thank you for being you in everything you do. And for teaching us about integrity and about the pronoun love. I think those are two of my main takeaways from today. So what are your takeaways, and will you come back and see us?
Well, absolutely. That's a no-brainer. Thank you, miigwech, for being my soul sister from moment one. And it's like, you know, it's you find those people and you connect that same frequency of love, and you know it and you feel it, right? I love this conversation. I'm happy to talk about integrity. It is the rock I stand on, and anybody who knows me knows that, like almost out the gate.
And that's what I knew, and that's why I knew that part from interactions. I knew that we matched the frequency not only of love, but I'm gonna say there's lots of frequencies. I'm gonna say, yeah, I get that love is the frequency, but I'm gonna say there's also like other frequencies that go around it and that interact with it. And integrity is also
One of them. It's like a cable that has many wires
yeah.
in it, right? Within that frequency and the energy. But even love is not enough. This is what I'll leave on. Love is not enough. Love requires an energy to move it. Otherwise, it stagnates. For me, what I have found is that the energy that moves love is trust. If
Here he
that
goes, dropping the bombs.
if that energy of trust is not present, the love has nowhere to go. Right? And it's not only about me trusting you, which I do, it's about me, and coming back to virtue, is knowing that I'm trustworthy and making damn sure that I'm trustworthy. That's engaging my virtue, right?
And you just foreshadowed and may or may not have known it.
I'm so sorry.
You probably knew it. Later this month, when we wrap up Integrity Month, you guys, I've got something planned for wrapping the month up. So I've got Henry Cameron coming in here helping me to open this month up. And we're going to journey through this word integrity. And we're journeying. I can't words this morning. I'm telling you, we're taking that journey partly because, like I said, it's my birthday month and it's one of my favorite words. And so that's why I decided to delve into that this month in the show. And we're going to take a journey through the word in this next couple weeks. But where we end up with it is gonna, I think, is gonna put a cherry on top of what we just opened it up with today.
Could be a nut.
Or maybe a nut. Oh, if it is though, it's got to be a pecan.
Pecan, perfect.
I am, yeah, pecans.
Pecan on top.
Pecans on top, like lots of pecans.
Yes.
So, you guys stay nutty. And I'll give you one last other thing to bring to your week. Stay nutty. Keep your frequency of love as high as you are able.
Crank up the volume.
Crank up that volume. And take the moment this week to reflect on a time that you acted with integrity, or that, and you see, it didn't even, or that you would like to have acted with integrity, because sometimes it's looking back on the times we didn't do something that we find how to do it better.
And what an appropriate time to bring this up. As a rabbi, I am ordained as a rabbi. This is the period of Yom Kippur that we've just been through. And it's all about that. It's all about reflecting on what could I have done better? How could I have been better? How could I have amplified my love into the world for the coming year, right? So it's reflective. It's exactly right. The message, the timing of it is absolutely perfect. So I just want to acknowledge that.
With so many stories, put in the chat if you guys would, we'll put in the chat first if you've enjoyed having our guest, Henry Cameron, here, and if you'd like to see him come back, which I'm sure everybody's going to say yes to that. But I wonder, there's so many ways. There's so many stories and so many facets of you, dear brother.
Like a diamond.
You are like a diamond. Sometimes some of them are a little bit rough, some of them are smooth and polished, faceted. You are a mixture of the above. But you you weave us in and out of Storyland very well. I think people should come over to the Hermit Hut and learn
Anytime.
that.
It's open
Um,
24/7.
Yeah, and sometimes you're awake 24/7, and I've seen it happen. I don't know how he does it, you guys. I've got to sleep once in a while.
Well, I can sleep until noon here. I
Oh,
mean,
that's right. I forgot about because you
most
can
of my
sleep.
clients, most of my colleagues are in North America, which is 6 to 9 hours behind me. And so I have to work later, but I call it artist's hours. You know, I'm often up till 4 a.m. Not always, but a
Yeah,
lot of times.
and having been an artist a good portion of your life, your body runs on that anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to the artists, the storytellers, the creatives, the actors, the musicians, the different types of arts people in the world, because art is the river that love runs on.
Mm-hmm. I love
And if we didn't have that, we would be parched. We would be stuck.
Botched.
And we wouldn't be able to connect with each other. So,
well, and in that sense, art is also the bridge. It's the river and it's the bridge at the same time. It connects us. It connects our humanity universally.
Maybe there needs to be a new show somewhere that has like of words and phrases and concepts or something. I don't know. Because I think it could. I think it would be popular. I think it might be popular. You guys, we've gone over our time, which is not unusual, and we don't have a for sure time limit in here. We don't have, I don't like heavy duty structure. I like real. And when you're talking about showing your nuts, showing your nuts, you've got to be that takes real. So I love the fact that we've been real, that we've been raw, we've been
flow
within our own integrity during this, and by being in your integrity, you raise your vibration and you raise that vibration of love. So I appreciate you, Henry Cameron. I appreciate everybody who's been in the audience. I agree. I think this has been an amazing show. Those of you who don't know what, come find us in the Go Brunches. If you know how to get there, you'll find us. If you don't know how to get there, come by the Squirrel Wrangler tree and start clicking around. You'll find us, or we'll find you.
Yeah.
Virtualhermit.love.
Folklore.love if you want to get involved in digital theater and virtual theater. We're casting right now. So even if you don't have experience, but you always thought, oh, I've got a good voice, people tell me, why don't I put it to good use? Come to folklore.love. We'll talk.
There you go. Well, thank you, Henry Cameron, for showing me your nuts.
Thank you.
And I will definitely have you back on. And I will see all of you in the audience next week for more about integrity. See you later.
Ciao.
Thank you for joining us on this nutty adventure. Remember, personal growth and wellness are journeys best taken together. Keep exploring, keep growing, and don't forget to show me your nuts next time.